Okay, what's up guys? Here it is. Today we'll be talking about Corona. I know you guys have been asking for this guide for a minute now, so I'll just try and share my knowledge. I don't want to keep you guys waiting too long, so let's just get right into the basics. Let's first start with his normal abilities. Corona's first ability, Fast Lane, allows him to dash in the direction he's looking at. So that can be up, straight forward, or more diagonal. Corona's second ability, which is called Ashes to Ashes, is a big molly AoE that you throw on the ground, and this molly gives you movement speed and damage reduction. Now, there aren't any specific numbers that I could find about the movement speed that you gain, but I do know that the damage reduction is about 25%. Since there aren't any specific or exact numbers released yet, this is all I'm able to give you guys. Corona's molly applies damage over time to anyone within the affected area. And Corona's last ability is called Hothead. This basically turns Corona into a flashbang. You see a bar that pops up, and when it's full, it blinds anyone in a 30-meter radius. Keep in mind, you don't necessarily have to stand in front of someone to flash them. Simply being in their field of view is already enough. Sometimes being just outside of their field of view is also. Okay, anyway. So one thing to keep in mind is that Corona can flash you even if you're outside of people their field of view, which is pretty weird because if you stand over here, right, this guy here shouldn't get flashed. But when I do pop it, he still gets flashed. If I move over here, now he doesn't get flashed. So only if you're like basically behind the person, they won't get flashed. But if you're like right there with his shoulder, in line with his shoulder, you still flash him. So that's one thing to keep in mind. Now, what type of character is Corona? You are the hard entry of your team. This means you simply should be the first one on site creating space. Hi, Editing Uni here. I do not know why I said simply. There's nothing simple about entering on this game whatsoever. How you entry is different every single game and every single round. So the best way to improve at entering is knowing how to use your util properly. And I'm talking about the pistols. The pistols will be your best friend, especially if we're talking about the smokes and the flashbangs. Now, my advice to all of you guys is to just limit test. Just send it. Just limit test. I'm talking about crazy flashes. I'm talking about smoking it and then running through your smoke, flashing people on the other side. Just try it. If you die, it's fine. Just learn. If you feel like you're dying a lot, trust me, this is just something Corona does. You're supposed to be the most aggressive Lancer in the game. You're just going to die a lot. It's gonna happen. And other than that, there's so much util to stop people from pushing in this game. It's insane. Figure out how you can entry, when to do what. Just know you're not the only one. Don't feel discouraged. Just keep grinding, keep getting better. At the end of the day, your work will pay off, so just look forward to that. Now, for combos, it's not really that deep. It's pretty straightforward. 9 out of 10 times, you're probably just gonna molly on into sight. You're gonna pop your flash, you're gonna wait till the last second, and you're gonna dash right on top of your molly, which gives you damage resistance and movement speed. This will either allow you to trade one person or do a lot of damage before you go down, since you take less damage. Now, I got a couple of tricks that every Corona player should be aware about, and the first one goes for the dash, is that he can actually bunny hop after he dashes. Now, in the beta, you used to be able to carry that momentum and just keep going, but now you get at least 3 hops before you lose all your momentum. So you dash, 1, 2, 3, and you lose momentum after the third bunny hop. Corona can get the angles the fastest, and he can push up faster than anyone expects, which allows you to catch people off guard. I'll show you a couple of clips in a second. Now, in the beta, you used to be able to carry this momentum a lot further than that. I'm pretty sure you could just keep bunny hopping indefinitely. Sadly enough, that isn't a thing. Hashtag please bring the old movement back. It was so peak. Anyway, now that I got that out of my mind,
faces, but I ain't tryna fight it. I'm thinking of skipping stages, but fuck it, if they catch me, I'm keeping the gang safe. I'm keeping the gang safe. The force should be on someday. Free fight should be on someday.
Killed one.
Money at the cave be on someday. Free seas be on someday. My nigga be on someday. Free the game be on someday.
Ready to skill again.
Be on someday.
I got it. Copy down. Dog empty gun ain't no good. Guess who always won the
I know
sprint?
you only be ballin'. I know you only be callin' when it's lit.
Another tip that I have is that if you happen to be opping for the round, I'm pretty sure everyone has noticed how slow the movement speed is when you strafe while you have a sniper. If you're the one peeking with the op, it's pretty hard since the movement speed is so slow. But peeking with the molly down allows you to do that so much faster, and it just makes your life a lot easier as well. Damage reduction will also prevent you from dying to a body shot, so keep that in mind as well. So peeking with your molly out is very crucial. Another thing on Corona, and probably for almost every Lancer, it's better to waste an ability than dying with util up, right? So if you're not sure if someone is around the corner or not, it's better to just throw this down. It's better to throw this down and peek. Same goes for your flash, because if you peek without it and you die, it's just too big of a waste. So don't be afraid of using your util, even if it's for nothing. It's better to use it and waste it than not to use it and die with it. Now, for best weapons to use with Corona is the SMGs, since you get to move, jump, and shoot while being completely accurate. And the biggest reason why I said that SMGs are probably the best weapons to use on Corona, you pop your flash and dash straight up. You're still like fully accurate, but that doesn't apply to assault rifles since they have heavily nerfed the accuracy of assault rifles in the air. I'm not saying you can't kill anything, it's just a lot less consistent than the SMGs are. On most maps you have a certain lane that will be op 9 out of 10 times. Now what you can do with Corona is you can simply get to that angle first before any other character can. And since we all know how strong holding angles is on this game, you'll get there first, you'll be able to get a free kill. Now for Corona's flash, you basically want to wait for the last moment to pop out with your dash, since if you pop out too early, people will be able to like track you. Most of the time people will be able to tell where you are and still kill you, so that's why you have to time this well. If not, you'll probably die. I have tried popping my flash and popping out early, and it's pretty easy to tell when he's about to flash as well. So I tried to like pop out early, maybe catch someone turn around. Hasn't happened yet. People just look straight into the sun most of the time. Pretty much 100% of the time actually. People just stare directly at you, whether they know it's coming or not. So for right now, popping out early hasn't really done anything. Maybe later on, it becomes a little bit of a mind game. Or maybe in a 1v1 situation, it might work if the other person is aware enough. But for right now, it hasn't really happened. Not for me, at least. I am in Masters lobbies at the time of making this video, and it hasn't happened yet. So we'll see. Maybe it will become a thing in the future. Maybe it won't. But as of right now, just wait for the last second and pop out around the corner. And while you pop out, make sure you keep jumping as well. This way, it's impossible for someone to predict where you will be. So you want to wait for the last second. So basically, you want to wait for the last second, pop out, and just jump, bunny hop. This will make it pretty much impossible for people to tell where you are. And even if you blind multiple people, you flash right here, they'll probably be still looking around this area. But in the meantime, you bunny hopped all the way over here, and they'll have to track you, which in that time you should have probably already killed them. So yeah, keep that in mind as well. Other than that, guys, I don't think there is a lot more to Corona. that I know about at least. If you guys have any tips and tricks for his ability or his kit usage, please tell us in the comment section below. Maybe I've missed something, or maybe I'm unaware of something. Other than that, I did a whole lot of yapping. It's a lot to take in. I hope you were able to put anything on from this. If I did help you in any way, shape, or form, I would appreciate it if you guys dropped a sub and did all the usual stuff. Everything is down below. Which character should I do next? Let me know, and I hope everyone has a good one. Peace.
You never know what you got until it's gone. You ain't holding on to that hope until it's lost. But appreciate the little handouts, be humble, not greedy. Think you never gonna let them push you till they give you wisdom.